Hello, everyone in the Confident Woman community. It's Erin here, and I'm here with my friend Michelle Osborne. I'm so excited to talk with you today, Michelle. Michelle worked with me from October 2019 when I had my retreat. She attended, and then we worked together all of last year. And she had her best year ever in business last year out of 20 years in business. And it was during a pandemic, and it was an in-home party business. So you guys are going to want to listen because even it doesn't matter what business you have, Michelle's going to have some really great stuff to talk about today because she had her best ever when a lot of people were too scared to even do their businesses last year during the pandemic, and she completely thrived. So, Michelle, I'm so excited to talk with you today.
Yay, I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. So, before we start talking about your year, your last 15 or so months, tell us a little bit about what you do as a sexual health educator and pure romance director.
All right, so a little bit about me. My name is Michelle Osborne, and I'm a pure romance consultant. Before that, I was actually with Passion Parties. Is actually where I first met you. Back when you were supposedly shy, but yeah, that takes you. It takes a little bit to be able to sell intimacy products. That's for sure. So just doing that, it's a little bold. So a little bit about me. I've been doing business for a long time, and I have lots of clientele, and it's been going. But with Facebook and lives and things, I don't know, I still don't like to pick up the phone, those things, those fearful things. I definitely felt like I need get out of my comfort zone and grow more confident. And you're not always sure how to do that. And I'm super shy too in real life. So it's hard for me to be bold. And what do I do? I do in-home parties. I do in-home parties for women, where I do a presentation and I show them products from bath to bubble baths to edible lotions, things to spice up their marriage or love life and self-love and to feel sexy on the inside and the outside, right? So it takes a lot of confidence just to do presentations and talk about intimacy products with people. And so I was kind of stuck and actually reconnected with you because of your group. And I had a girlfriend who wanted a coach, and she was looking on the internet. And I was like, no, don't just go to anybody, like they're going to get scammed. I know a person. So I ended up meeting you and going on the retreat in October. It was almost a year and a half ago now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
So October 2019, you came to the retreat, and you came to signing on to be with me for a year. And so when you came to the retreat, tell us a little bit about like where you were at in your life and your business.
Okay, so in my life, I was really wanting more, but wasn't really sure where I needed the help. I've, practiced self-help and self-love and read some of the books, and I've had a tribe behind me, but it wasn't connecting, I guess. And so when I took my girlfriend with you, we had to open up a little bit and let down some of those walls. And I discovered that I needed to become a little bit more confident, and I wanted to be more confident. And it was a very emotional weekend. It was not just about, I went there for business, but it ended up being more of personal growth and relationship growth. My relationship, we were going to kind of up and downs and having some obstacles. And I didn't want to talk about it. And we had to pick a card, and that card said that I needed to open up about my relationship. So it's kind of like ironic. The retreat was definitely life-changing. You're in a group with women you don't even know, all walks of life, all these powerful women, and they don't see the power within themselves. And to watch everybody be like a caterpillar and blossom by the end of the weekend, a little more open, a little more aware, was pretty amazing. And I signed on.
Yeah. And if I remember it, I think you were saying too that when you came to the retreat, you were feeling stagnant in your business, like you were having trouble focusing and getting things done, and it wasn't growing like you wanted it to, right?
Yeah, I felt a little stuck. I just didn't quite know. I didn't know what I needed to know to kind of get through the obstacle.
Yeah.
There's lots. I think the obstacle is actually me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So everyone listening, we have our own obstacles, right? We have our fears, we have our limiting beliefs. We can get to a certain level and then get scared and start pulling back, which I think may have happened a little bit with you too, Michelle, with the team building and different things like that at that point. And everything works together in our life, right? We don't compartmentalize our relationship, our job, or our business, and all these different things. It all blends together. So you were having some struggles with your relationship that was overflowing into the business. And as we went through the year, what happened? You improved things, and
I can't put I won't even say it's one thing. It's everything aligned. So it wasn't just you and the group. It was alignment of parties. It was alignment of people coming into my life. It was aligning of making myself go do things that I didn't want to. I'll do one thing. One of them was a unicorn, but just to make yourself stand out. Way out of my comfort zone. So I had a couple of things where I'm like, Erin, look, I'm trying to stand out. Hair color. This was scary. So I definitely had to, it was alignment of things that helped me move forward. And then of course the daily check-in, or not daily check-ins through the Zoom or the group, and then the calls and working with the other women and being okay to be excited for your own like woohoos. Definitely. Well,
yeah.
So
you started working on your confidence, being more bold, being more confident, plus past those fears and limiting beliefs, that we all have. The whole back, and you had your best year ever. You've been in business 20 years. I met you 12 years ago with Fashion Parties, and you had your best year ever in 2020 during a pandemic when normally you would be having in-home parties, showing up with people in their homes, and you couldn't do that for the majority of the year, and you still had your best year ever doing online parties. Like, that just blows my mind, and I can't tell you how many people have said to me this year, I can't do my business right now because it doesn't work online. Yes, it will. Like most of the time you can figure it out, and you did that this year, last year, which was totally amazing. So tell us a little bit about, how did you do that? How did you create your best year ever with online parties?
I would definitely say it's that tribe again, the people you surround yourself with. It starts off with self-belief, freaking out for 5 minutes. Oh my God, don't know what I'm going to do. This is crazy. What's wrong with the world? And then I had to put on blinders. I had to put on blinders. I'm happy in my own little world. I wish I could say I'm totally an extrovert, but I'm not. I'm happy being myself. I'm happy being in my little box. So my office feels like my office. I was here anyhow. But I had to turn off the TV. I had to not look at the negative stuff that was going on. And I had to sit down and focus, and how can I serve others who are going through this chaos too, who don't have the support system, who might have lost their job, but how can I give fun? And my in-home parties are fun. How can I make it virtual? So once again, it all lined up because I took a class with you, I want to say about a year before the pandemic, before March. And that was how to be confident and go live on Facebook. And I took that class because I'm like, I'm happy with my own little customers, but when I think of Facebook, I'm like, it's the whole world and it's scary. And I took that class with you. So that's the first thing. I already aligned how to do the Facebook, how to get on Zoom. I was having meetings with other people on Zoom, so I knew how to do that. I also took a class with you of how to make videos, to upload them to YouTube so I can have that bar later, because I tried some virtual parties before all this, and it was, nobody showed. It was like, I don't know, just that pandemic made everybody stay home. They're bored, want to do something. So I was able to pivot, which I have an amazing CEO who goes live with us every single morning. So I was also that tribe again. I connected with those same type of people that were on the same mission. So he gave me guidance, you gave me guidance, my team gave me guidance. So it all lined up to just work. And I put on those blinders and worked every single day with a purpose and a plan. And you do have those obstacles. I did have a breakdown. I want to say it was the summertime when they shut down all the bars again. And I had a mini breakdown because it's scary. And it wasn't a breakdown for me. It was because I have feelings, and I was hurt for that business owner. And so I just put the blinders on. And then between the coaching and having you have my back and other friends, it just aligned that way. So
just so amazing. I'm just like so blown away by all the things that you accomplished last year. And I think you had in February, you had your best month ever, which was over $10,000 in personal sales, right? Incredible. And then what did you end your year on?
I ended my year at like 67,000. For me, that was huge. And huge. Yep. I'm tickled to death. It's still mind blowing. And I didn't get my bullseye, but I'm still happy. My biggest year ever through the pandemic. People, having fun at the parties and different things.
And that's a good point too, is that even though you didn't hit that ultimate goal, that goal, number one, was huge, right? Like really, really, really big. You still hit like way higher than you had before. You still had your best year ever. It was during the pandemic, like you had to really pivot and shift a lot of things. And so everyone listening, I want you to think about what did you do too, and just don't focus on the what you didn't get, right? But focus on all the things that you did get and did hit, and all the ways you've grown and shifted and changed, because we tend to focus on the little thing that we didn't get, right? Like instead of all the things that we did accomplish, and all the ways that we grew and all of that. So really make sure that you're celebrating all the things that you accomplished. You also did some other things this year, which were really, really huge. Tell us about what else you did.
I was able to save money, become debt free, and that money that I saved was my a down payment for a house that I purchased. So that's really, really, super exciting for me. And it was weird because I had the vision. I want to say it was around like November. So when we first started working, I was like, I don't want to rent anymore. I want to buy this house, or I want to buy another house. I want to figure out how to do it. Like I need to do it now, and I need to figure it out. And I did. Once again, that blinders, and pandemic helped. I wasn't going to places. I wasn't going, the ballpark. I wasn't going to the water park as much. I wasn't going bowling. I wasn't going miniature golfing. I wasn't taking these mini vacations. So I was able to save money and put that money back and purchase the house. And so that was huge. That's really exciting. I'm still like have to pinch myself. Like, wow.
Right. I own this thing. So amazing.
Really, really exciting.
So let me look at my notes because I wrote down some stuff that I wanted to ask you. So what do you feel is like, what were some of the fears that you overcame, or the limiting beliefs that you had to overcome this last year to get to where you are today?
Limited beliefs. Like I said, I my hair color. I put on a wig for Halloween, and it was black and red. And I was like, you start thinking to yourself, or talking yourself down, and you're like, oh, it looks silly. And then I had a lot of compliments, like, oh, that wig looks great on you. Oh, it does. Like, and it's sometimes people who are in your past, either from childhood, your parents, you have them in the back of your head telling you, only like crazy people wear that, or they crazy people have tattoos or whatever. And I think it got that a little bit in the way. So I had to literally, once again, just stay in my own lane, what makes Michelle feel good, and overcome those fears, because those thoughts happen. Oh, Facebook's scary. It can be scary out there. What if I put something out there somebody doesn't like? And so I guess the big thing is just be your authentic self, start in little bites. So I'm very comfortable in my VIP group. And then my goal for the next month is to actually get more out on my normal page and just be me. So it's still striving those little bites and celebrating them when you do. Exactly. So I had some stinking thinking, some self-belief, even relationship. I had to change my mantras, remind myself to, spread love, be kind, that kind of thing, be helpful, be of service to others. How can you help somebody else?
Yeah. Yeah, and you started building your team too, or you already had a team, but you're building it bigger now.
Yeah, so that's my next mission is, I just shared with you today as where everything's aligning again. It doesn't align when you necessarily wanted to. It takes time. And so what I wanted last year, because that was my thing, is like, I need help doing this, I need help doing that. And it actually took a lot of the self work. And now the little things are lining up differently. So yeah, we just grew by 6 people, which is huge to me. in one day. And I'm like, oh. So that was once again a little overwhelming, but I didn't fear from it. I'm like, okay, so how can I make things easier? How can it flow? And it's exciting. It's not as scary right now. I'm trying to change that mantra in my head too. It's not scary. It's just exciting. It's the same feeling. Same energy.
And as we talked, and as we had conversations too, the last few months, it's like you had to shift your idea about what it meant to be a team leader and your beliefs around that, and there was something else I was going to say about that, and now it's gone out, but you really shifted in your beliefs around yourself as a leader, and that it's not so scary, right? And what does it mean to grow your team? You can help other people with all the things that you've been able to do in your, like you've had massive growth and changes. When I joined Passion Parties, I was super shy, and I spent 5 years, and it changed my life. I met you, I met, several of my best friends that I'm still friends with today. I learned about the law of attraction and mindset, and I learned all these things. And so it could be just one thing that you do that shifts the trajectory of your life. And for me, that was joining Passion Parties. For you, you've had tons of, your life is different too in massive ways, right? And so sometimes it's just like believing in yourself just to take that first leap, and then continuing to build on that as you go along.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you came to my vision workshop last year too, and you made your vision board, and I know you have some things on there that you accomplished. And so how did that vision board workshop work out for you? Like, how did that help you?
Oh my goodness. So I totally believe in vision boards, but they have evolved over the years.
Yeah.
And evolving as in back, I want to say like 15 years ago, it's like a poster board, drew some stuff on there. And I did meet all those little things, my first little vision boards. But I want to say with your workshop, it was a little bit more, what I guess I took out of it wasn't just putting that, oh, I want the car, oh, I want this in my life, I want to take my trip to Disneyland. It was more of what is it going to feel like? So it was finding photos or pictures in the magazines or the computer or whatever, and really feeling that vision, and finding those specific photos. So it was more of a feeling. So I think this was the first vision board that had more pictures on it than anything. And then I will also say with most vision boards, you don't get everything necessarily in the first year. You're putting that out there, you're putting that vision out there, you're putting that I wanna out there, those goals. And I will say I'm excited about my vision board. I kept it up this year because now it's just tweaking it a little bit. So I had a house on my vision board. It was actually my dream house, which is probably twice as much as this one. It's still on there, but now my next goal is how fast can I pay it off? So I'm leaving it on my vision board. I also had a team, which my team has grown. There was a certain amount of sales that I wanted last year on there. I haven't got there yet, but it's okay because I will have no problem getting there this year. I'm excited. So it might not happen this first year, but I'm still leaving it there because that is something I want. And I just have to tweak things and figure it out and push. And so, no, I loved your workshop. You got to really learn about yourself, what you want, to feel it. And then we got to share. And once again, there's tears, there's excitement, there's cheering your friends on, people that you've never met before. Yeah. And then we got to learn. So definitely virtually is going to be interesting this year. That's for sure.
Yeah, so if you haven't heard, I am doing it virtual this year. It's in a couple weeks, the last weekend in January, Friday and Saturday, the 29th and 30th. And so like Michelle was saying, I do it 2 days for one thing. We expanded to 2 days last year because one day just wasn't enough, because we don't just make vision boards. We talk about what is going to hold you back from the big vision, the limiting beliefs. I can't have that thing. I'm not enough. I'm not worthy of that. You know, all those things that are going to stop you and hold you back from reaching the vision, right? Like from actually going after that. All those fears. This year, we're going to talk about identity too. Like, who are you identifying as? Are you identifying as a broke person or a successful person or a six-figure business owner? Or are you identifying as a wonderful wife? Or, you know, like all these different things, we're going to explore those too and shift your identities so that you can more easily create the things that are on your board, reach those things. And then we make boards, and like Michelle was saying, it's the feeling behind the vision that really gives it that manifesting power, right? And attracting power.
When I talk about it, I'm looking at it because it's on the other side of my computer. So it's like,
yeah, I have mine up here too, right in front of me. Yeah, so like you, I have my same board too. I'm gonna make a smaller board to add a few things to it. But last year was obviously, it didn't go a lot the way a lot of us thought it was going to, right? And so there's still things on there that I would like to accomplish. So anyways, you have just had the most amazing year, and I'm so proud of you and all that you've accomplished and all the growth and changes that you made in this last year. Just so amazing to watch you thrive, and so exciting. So I make sure I got everything on here. Yeah, I think so. So is there anything else that you wanted to end with? And then I'll have you also tell them how they can get in touch with you and learn more about what you do if they're interested in that too.
Oh, perfect. To add on, oh my goodness, it's a journey. Mm-hmm. It's a whole journey, and people come in and out of your life, and learn from each person that comes in and out. Some people are total gifts and they touch your heart, and you're able to pick their brain and ask questions. And I would also say accountability partner. Mm-hmm. Accountability partner. Even with my journey with my other half, we went and got a counselor, a marriage counselor. And that's been huge. So don't be afraid to, I guess, ask for help, be coachable, to keep learning, pivot when you have to, because life is, you're not guaranteed anything. Like it can switch just like that. So definitely, stay focused, keep your head light, or stay in your own lane, and keep working on yourself. So a little bit about me. I'm like I said, a pure romance consultant. I've been in business. I celebrate 21 years this year, which is crazy too. And it's been able to be a stay-at-home mom, and my kids are growing. And that's another thing, I don't want to make an excuse, but I was a hands-on mom, and I worked my business with the lifestyle that I wanted and need, and now I'm wanting wanting to grow more. So you can find me on Facebook. This is Michelle Osborne, or you can find me on Facebook page, which is, I believe, Pure Romance by Michelle Osborne. And yeah, I do virtual parties right now. And you can earn free and discounted products. And like I said, I educate and empower women about their sexual health. So we have products from shaving creams to stretch mark creams to creams that help the back of your heels to edible lotions to make any body part taste amazing, and bedding accessories. And I'm fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I'm sorry, yeah, all parties are for women, and our products are geared towards women. However, we do have some shaving cream and fun stuff for the guys too. So.
Yeah, lots of it is fun for the guys, but yeah, parties are women only. But I just want to say too, like, you're not just a party girl, right? You're not just I sell things that go buzz in the night. Like, you teach women about their bodies. You teach them about their sexual health. You teach them about how to have better relationships and sexual relationships with their partners. Like, you teach them so much more than just, here's a toy, right? Like, it's so much. And you are someone who studies that stuff a lot, and you've learned so much over the years, and you really, really help educate women on their sexual health and sexuality and all of that. So I think you're amazing.
Yeah, I would say people too. It's everybody needs a little bit of education.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So everyone, if you are interested in products with Michelle, or hosting a party, or joining her team, or just have some questions for her, you can reach out to her. You can find her page or her profile and reach out. So anyway, Michelle, I'm so proud of you, and thank you so much for being here with me today. And yeah, so I really appreciate it. And everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day. And if you have any questions, comment in the comments. And oh, Michelle, I'll have you put your links in the comments too, so that they can find you. All right, everyone, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.